Now look, I know it's not much, but I'm just walking through the woods. And here they are.
In the middle of the full garden bloom, when the meals were colorful and bright, I met a close friend at my parents' house to assess some standing dead ash trees.
Skeletons.
They were leaning toward the power lines and the garage, and my parents had been worrying about them for a while. Next week, does Tuesday work? Mason asked. I'm gonna be at the cabin all week, I said, but I can make it work. It's gotta get done. So until then, I had a few days to pack and get stationed at the cabin for a week of transformation. Staying at the cabin this whole week, and it's been a while. We got to do a lot of upkeep. One of the main things we want to do is get firewood stacked up for the fall and winter and spring. And on the cabin road is this cherry tree lying right across, which is dead. Looks like it's been dead a while. Just haven't been able to be here, and it's a bummer, but one full day of work and this place is going to transform. But this is the worst I've ever seen it. I gotta really come up with a good strategy for the driveway. It's just completely grown in. First of all, it's washed out. I really got to dig a proper drainage ditch this whole side, and then I want to slope it down the whole way towards the drain. You can see how much it's carved out here. It's pretty significant. It's actually kind of nice that it's flowers in the middle, but this stuff has to come out. I think I'm gonna have to weed whack first, and then I can rake it out with the tractor, but this is gonna be a process. Oh, the lilacs are so beautiful. This is gonna be a lot of weeding. Of course, there's raspberries getting in. We gotta get those out. I'm gonna fire this thing up. I wanna see if I can get this running anyway. I shouldn't say I'm gonna fire it up. I'm gonna try and fire it up. Pick up all the sticks. I want to get all this trash out. I got to get new tires for this trailer. I want to try and get this thing running. Really should drop some of these dead pines. Just spruce it up and make it look halfway decent again. I mean, this is the driveway. There's freaking bushes in it. Yeah, I got to get more material. I don't think there's any other way around it. I got to head to the quarry. This is crazy though. This is like I Am Legend or something. It's just completely overgrown. Pretty cool what just a couple days of work can do to totally transform a place. Weed all of this out. Pull all the big weeds that we can. I would love to start making the path down. It's just all gonna take time. That's all there is to it. There's so much that I want to do here that I never got the chance to do. The cabin is going to be a slower process. I want to get the house completely done. Any time we can spend here, any work we can do is going to be very valuable. Fix that door, get all the cobwebs out. We're going to move this piece of wood finally. Signs of mice everywhere. I might get up into that. You can see it maybe barely. They're pushing the trim out and they got a nest right up in there, and I got to bring the ladder in and deal with it, or else this is just going to keep happening. Poop and debris everywhere. They've been in the sink. Yeah, they've been all over everything. But so I want to do stuff like scrub this window. All the windows need to be cleaned. Scrub all the windows, scrub the skylights. Look how dirty they are. A lot of cleanup. I guess first things first, I gotta get water going in this. So this should work now. It was going to be a week with a lot of back and forth from the cabin to the house, removing trash, fetching the right tools, and moving steady and deliberate to revitalize this property. And then Tuesday morning came, and Mason and I had eggs, English muffins, and fresh jam with his parents before heading to the little red house to see mine. And the chatting with both our parents on the day of a good necessary job working together had a rich feeling of nostalgia, especially on the cusp of fall. And the dangerous dead and back-leaning trees were coming down flawlessly as we cleaned up all around the old chicken coop that had succumbed to the bramble. And the resulting ash logs would likely provide a winter's worth of wood for my parents. I had never seen this area by the chicken coop open in my entire life, and it was opening my mind to the possibilities of this property and how beautiful a small meadow would be under the shadow of that hill.
Where's Whitey? There's Whitey. Hey, little Whitey.
One of my favorite things is being here at the cabin while it's raining. I was expecting to do a ton of outdoor work these next 2 days, but I think it's gonna rain, so I'm just gonna have to move the schedule around, go back home and edit on these days. But I'm actually so happy that it's raining because we've pretty much been in a drought. The river's the lowest it's been in a long time. The trees need rain, especially this time of year, for a good foliage season. If you go through a drought and they really dry up, then the leaves aren't as vibrant. They just tend to literally dry out and just kind of crumble up on the trees and then fall off, and there's really not much color. It's just so incredible here, the sound on the metal roof. But for now, I gotta pack some things up and head back to the house.
What the heck?
Huh?
What? I've never even seen a frog like this before.
It's a little tree frog. Super cool. Look at that thing. Fancy.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get... That's it for now, because they're not at their full potential. So we don't
Wow.
have a sneak peek.
So I'm back home in my studio editing now. It's really so nice to be able to come back here to the house and have total peace of mind that my studio is always gonna be up and running because we have essential home backup power with Jackery. So this is the HomePower 3000. This is Jackery's flagship device. We're in my basement. We're right next to the electrical panel. We have this transfer switch which plugs directly into the unit. This has 3 kilowatt hours of power. So you can power all of your essential circuits for multiple days. So for example, on our transfer switch, we have the well pump, the kitchen lights, we have the fridge. Very simple to use. You just flip the circuit on. Boom, fridge works, and we never have to worry about our food spoiling during a power outage. The HP 3000 is also very powerful. So right now I have high draw appliances plugged in, pressure cooker, air fryer, and the blender. Handles it no problem. It's outputting 3,000 watts, but it can handle 3,600. The HP 3000 charges really fast off the wall outlet in your home, and it has a long standby, so it stays charged for a really long time. But it also charges fast via solar. So if you're interested in home backup power, you've got to check out Jackery. They've got a full 5-year warranty, and they're a global leading brand for a reason. Just check out the links in the video description below to learn more about the HP 3000 and all of their other essential home backup products. Thank you to Jackery for sponsoring this video, and now back to the story.
We can go drive by it.
You know what knotweed is. And while I was back home waiting for the golden weather, I met with my good friend Mitch to discuss a big project at the house and take care of a few more little things before heading back to the cabin to really start making a change. And Mason came over for a cabin dinner and to have a closer look at the 1950. You literally couldn't do that on any modern car. Oh, I gotta take care of this mouth problem.
Oh, wow, that's bad.
Crank for us. That first key turn, try again. Well, it sounded like it turned it for a second.
Oh, I haven't tried yet.
Oh, okay.
I gotta hit the button.
Push button start.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's what was happening.
I don't hear the solenoid at all.
Yeah.
I bet you it's this connection to the solenoid or the solenoid itself. Yeah, so the solenoid works. You can hear it, right?
Yeah. Is that, wait, so by making that connection.
That's turning to start?
Yep.
Okay, try it again.
Yep.
Okay, so I think you got a bad connection right here. Turn the key to on. You don't need to go to start. Is it on?
Yeah.
It's getting hot.
Yeah.
Smells like candy.
So we get that candy.
Well, that's interesting. That'd be cool to replace that wire and have it work. At least we know that it can turn. Give it some fresh gas.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
When a carpet falling down, she called.
Now look, I know it's not much, but I'm just walking through the woods. And here they are. There's also some deer poop. There's a big one. This one's gonna go up. Oh. Love this patch of moss.
And for firewood at the cabin, there was a standing dead ash tree at the top of the driveway that would make for easy work. So while Allie got to work bucking that up, I began the driveway transformation. And with hours and hours of work, the once grass-filled, deserted road was beginning to look like a fresh, beautiful driveway. And Allie had made fantastic progress on the firewood. It was already feeling like a whole new place. The mornings and nights were cold enough for fires, and change was in the air. When we were done, the driveway looked better than it ever had. So a few final touches on the hill for proper drainage, and then onto the cabin itself to take off the glaze of time.
It would be so nice to get
And then I guess I would go with you for the trip. Wow, this thing looks like it's just about to tip over.
And with a bunch of trash gone and some other stuff out of the way, the property was looking much more neat and organized, and I was feeling huge relief.
Hey, little friend.
It's just. Wait, I don't know if it went that far yet.
I got a feeling this is gonna be my favorite video in a while. And I just feel like too, one day this is all gonna pay off.
And with all the hard working and completion of goals, we did indulge a little heavy in a smash burger kick.
What'd you say?
I can't believe it.
And on the last morning, before we had to really head home, I went back to collect that cherry tree I had cleared on the way in. This cabin property has a long story with many ups and downs, and has had a significant impact on my life in many ways. But on this day, I felt more connected to this place than I ever have. The more time I spend here, the deeper I fall. And by now, I've accepted that bringing my vision for this place full circle is going to take a lot longer than I thought when I first bought it. And I love the idea of that. Because when you remove the rush of deadlines and let it all unfold naturally, beautiful and timeless things can happen.